So now what we're going to do is we're going to use the properties that we know about these different types of angles to help us find missing angle measures. So we've got two different problems. I'm going to do one, and then you're going to try the other. So this first one says angle. That's how we read that sign. It's not a less than sign because it's flat on the bottom. It's not like this, it's like this. Angle ABC is vertical to angle MBN. The measure of MBN is 65 degrees. So what is the measure of angle ABC? So let's think. What do we know about vertical angles? They are congruent, which means they are equal, and they are opposite. They go in opposite directions. So if I know that they are congruent and they are equal, what would the measure of angle ABC be? If they're equal, if they're congruent, it would also be 65 degrees. Example 2. It says, what is the, M means measure, what is the measure of angle MSC? So here is MSC. I want to know, what is that angle measure? Pause the video for just a second. See if you can get this one. All right. Because they are vertical angles, again, they are congruent, meaning that they are equal. They're the exact same. And they face opposite directions. So if BSN is 111 degrees, that means that CSM is also 111 degrees, because vertical angles are equal in measure. They're the exact same. Now we're going to practice with complementary angles. Remember, complementary looks like the number 90 degrees. Complementary angles equal 90 degrees. So our first example, again, I'll do this one and then you'll try this one. Angle XYZ is complementary. Get in the habit, when you see complementary, turn that into 90 degrees to angle NOP. The measure of angle NOP is equal to 33 degrees. What is the measure of angle XYZ? I like to draw pictures to help me out. So I know that these two angles equal 90 degrees because they're complementary. 90 degrees because they're complementary. It tells me NOP is 33. So that means it's about right here. So this one is 33 degrees. I need to figure out what that angle's measurement is. So what number plus 33 is going to give me that 90 degrees? Or I can think about it the reverse. I know the whole thing is 90, and I subtract what I know. I know that this chunk here is 33, so that means that what's left for me is going to be a 57-degree angle. 57 degrees. Use your calculator. You don't have to do it paper and pencil. Use your calculator to double check. Use your calculator to double check if you want. Over here, we still have complementary angles. Complementary angles. Oh, I forgot to do it over here. Complementary angles, 90 degrees. What is the value of x? What is the value of x? This side is 90 degrees because it has that little corner. 90 degrees plus 90 degrees equals a full 180. So because this side is 90, this also has to be 90. So figure out that missing angle measure x for me. So x plus 45 is going to equal that 90 degrees that I need. Or we can think about it as that whole side is 90. 90 minus that 45 is going to give me my x, which is going to be 45 degrees. If you have questions on this, let us know. Otherwise, go ahead and go on to supplementary angles. Supplementary angles, remember the S looks like the number 8. We turn that U to a 0 and throw a 1 out front because supplementary angles add up to 180 degrees. They make a straight line, 180 degrees. Angle JKL and angle STU are supplementary. The measure of JKL is equal to 94. What is the measure of angle STU? I'm going to let you try this one because I've been doing the ones without the picture. I want to do one with the picture and have you try that one on your own after I do this one. So again, supplementary angles, keep changing that into 180 so that you remember supplementary angles add up to 180 degrees. 180 degrees is that straight line. So what is the measure of angle PQR? PQR, what is that angle measure? So I need to know what number plus 32 is going to give me 180 degrees, or 180 degrees is my total, and I subtract that 32 that I already know. And I should get that the angle is going to be 148 degrees. You can always check these answers too. If I do 148 plus 32, it adds up to 180 degrees. So easy way for you to go back through and check to make sure you've got the right answer. Now you try this one on your own. Try this one on your own, no picture. Use it though, draw it out if it's going to help you. But figure out what's that measure of angle STU. So I know that one of mine is 94 degrees. I need to know the other one. So 180 degrees minus my 94 degrees. I should get that measure of angle STU would be 86 degrees. And again, I can double check. 86 plus 94 gives me 180 degrees. Use your calculator, no shame in the calculator game, because these next few ones, we're probably going to need it. All right, now we're going to kind of start throwing all of these things together. But first, I want to review real quick. If I have an angle that looks like this, how many degrees is that? That's 180 degrees. Oh, girl, that's 90 degrees. That is a right angle. Sorry, think about the next one. That is a right angle. That is a 90-degree angle. If I have a straight line, the straight line is equal to 180 degrees. And then if we have an angle that goes all the way around, it makes a full circle. That's 360 degrees. 90 degrees for the corner, 180 degrees for a straight line. And if something goes all the way around, like if my hands go all the way around a clock, that's 360 degrees. So here, we see angles that go all the way around. If it goes all the way around, that means that the total is going to be 360 degrees. It says, what is the value of x? So I know my total is 360 degrees. What operation should I probably do next? subtract. My whole is 360 degrees. I'm going to subtract my 120. And I've got 240 left. Now I'm going to subtract this 25 degrees. Now I'm going to subtract, what is it when it has this box on it? That's 90 degrees. So that means that x has to be what's left. So x would be 125 degrees. The whole thing is 360. I'm just subtracting all these parts till I get whatever is left. I'm gonna make that a different color. Or make that, there we go. That's that last piece. Now this section over on this side, I see all my angles make a straight line. A straight line is how many degrees? 180 degrees. So now we've got some information here, so let's read through this. NMP, let's highlight that. NMP and PMO are complementary angles. What do we know about complementary angles? They add up to 90 degrees. So if they add up to 90 degrees, they have a few different questions for us. First, what is the measure of angle PMO? PMO. If these two are complementary, they make 90 degrees. What should I do first? Do 90 minus that 72. And that's going to give me this missing angle there in orange. So that means PMO is going to be 18 degrees, right in there. Now it wants to know, what is OML? So now here is OML. I know the whole thing is what? 180. There's a few different ways that you can figure this out. Pause the video. I want you to try what you think will work. Pause the video and try what you think will work to figure out that purple angle, that OML. So the first thing you could think about is if this is 180, this side's 90, this side also has to be 90 degrees. So that means that this would be 90 degrees for that section. That's one way to think about it. Another way, I could do 180 minus my yellow 72, minus the yellow 72, and then minus that 18, and I could get my purple 90 that way. I could get 90 that way, or you could just do 180 minus 90 to get that 90. Because I know that these are complementary, they add up to 90, and subtract that way. Any of those three different ways work to get that this side is also going to be 90 degrees. And now for this last part, it says, what is PML? PML. So that means I'm starting up here for P, going down into M, and coming out here for L. Go ahead, pause the video, try that one on your own. PML. So what I would do is I know that this little orange piece and this purple piece make up that bigger pink angle. This purple here and that orange. That purple section is 90. That orange section is 18. So if I add them together, that should give me that pink section. So I would get 108 degrees for that PML. If you have any questions on this, please let us know. Otherwise, let's move on to our last section today, angles and algebra. Angles and algebra.